Good afternoon, Augusta University. This is your episode of the How Ya Been podcast. I am your host, Simone Cummings. We have our other host over here,
Brianna Law.
And we also have our other host,
Dean Gossett.
So guys, today we are going to be doing something a little different. As you guys know, the semester is coming to a close. We're super excited, and we decided that since we've been bringing on alumni this entire time, we are actually going to, since we're about to be alumni ourselves, talk about how exactly it's been in the trenches. The trenches. I didn't know how else to say it because some other words were coming to mind that I was trying not to say. So with this, I gotta ask the question because I know Bree has a list of questions.
Okay, so disclaimer: Kayshawn was supposed to be here, but due to unforeseen events, he's not dead. But
he's not. But I miss him, y'all, already.
But he provided us the questions in his. He provided us the questions in his stead.
He's such a good person.
So
what a sweet lamb.
Yeah, he's cool.
He has a heart of gold under that tough exterior.
That tough exterior.
It's not even tough. He's just melancholy.
Dang.
You remember?
I wouldn't call him melancholy.
What would you call it then?
Chill.
Is it chill though? I see nothing but rage behind those eyes when I look into his eyes.
Nothing but rage.
Anyway, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna cut that whole conversation out.
Aw, boo! Keep it in. But continue.
That man is an editing wizard.
He is. I love him, y'all.
Okay.
Platonically.
First question. The first question is, how was your overall experience at AU throughout your time here? Give an example of a good experience.
I would say one of the better experiences I've had was Doug Joyner's acting class. He's an amazing professor. The faculty here overall are pretty great.
Yeah.
There's always just one or two professors that you don't care for.
Yeah.
That you just, don't enjoy their class or their grading system. But overall, I don't think I've really had more than one professor like that. Everyone here has been amazing, very generous. A lot of the student activities have been fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate how hard they try overall. So that's something nice.
I am next because Dean is so right. Now, granted, all of us are communication majors. So, and we're just the bee's knees over here, if I'm being honest, like communications for the win. I don't know about the rest of y'all on Somerville, but as far as the communication department,
everybody dogs on us because it's so easy.
They're mad because they don't get to go to Communicon. They see how lit we are every year and they're just like, dang.
They're mad they can get paid off their personality alone.
Exactly. And I get I get paid to just yap. I come to class, I'm getting a grade right now for just yapping right now.
Yeah,
think about
professionally.
that. Professionally. So they're mad about that. I know.
Yeah.
But I've had, like you said, the events. Augusta transfer, you guys know this about me already. Communicon is wonderful. I wish I would have gotten to go to more Communicons, but I love Communicon. The Take a Break Thursdays were absolutely like a highlight of my week. The few times we did have them.
Oh, those were so chaotic.
I did not have a single class a Thursday of this semester.
We talked about Elden Ring lore. Like
why?
we just talked.
I didn't even know you played Elden Ring.
So
don't. No, but other people did.
Yeah,
and explained it.
And I love lore videos. Like I fall asleep to lore videos.
I need those people's informations.
One is actually in the other room looking at us right now.
And that same one also had us try pizza with applesauce.
And what? I'm trying to.
His name is JJ something Jones. Is something
one of the
John
J's,
Jones?
The J,
Jamerson Jones?
The J is
that
one
is
of the
such
J's
a comic
is
book
Jones.
name.
Huh?
One of the J's is Jones.
I know one of the J's is Jones. Actually, what is your first name, JJ?
It's actually John Jones. He's the Martian Manhunter.
Oh.
It's Jordan.
Oh, I don't know why I forgot that. My brother's name is Jordan. He just kind of disappears.
I also
into the
always
abyss
call him
sometimes.
Jordan instead of JJ, unless I don't know. I'm
If
lazy.
I call him JJ, I might humanize him too much, and I need to keep him.
I just call him that. I just
He
call
is
him
a
that
human.
chaotic fellow.
Okay, this is turning into a roast podcast, so I'm gonna take
Not yet,
over.
it's not. Come here.
I'm gonna take my answer and say Media Production Club. I've been the co-president since 2022. And Simone is a part of it as the secretary, and Kayshawn is also part of it as the treasurer. I've had great experiences there, and I've also been able to grow in my field professionally and in my personality because
Really now.
what do you mean?
No,
I was shyer
really.
than I was before I came into the club.
I guess that's a surprise
Did
for
you
me.
join the club at like the beginning of the semester, or how long ago has that been?
In my sophomore year of college, I heard about it,
Yeah.
joined, some stuff happened. Long story short, the previous president passed away, and since I was the member who was there for the longest, I was elected president. So I've had it since 2022.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
She's an absolutely wonderful co-president. Something
am
that
proud of you.
I enjoy about Brie all the
Thank
time. I know I hit these mics all the time, so if you guys randomly hear a doom, just know I probably hit the mic.
Lebowski?
I'm not gonna get sentimental because we still have questions, but I probably will get sentimental towards the end. But I'm gonna let you ask the questions first. Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. This might be the first time you ever see me cry.
I will actually cry. So if you guys hear,
Okay.
that might be my allergies, might not.
Hold on. Okay, so next question is, do you feel that AU has prepared you for your next step after graduation? Okay, we can all say yes or no on 3, 2, 1. Yes.
I would say I've gotten more out of the connections I've made than purely just the classes.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of if you aren't attending like extracurriculars in the communication program, you are missing out on half of your career building, honestly.
That's literally what they teach in half the classes is networking.
Half the
Yeah,
classes
that
are
is
networking.
true.
Networking, media management, how to talk to the public.
Yeah.
You said Oh, also I agree with Dean, but you said Why?
I say only because I almost want to retract that statement because you guys are absolutely right. Like I've gotten so many more opportunities here than I have gotten at USC Columbia. But it's a super big school. So that's why I have to attribute it like super big, super competitive, things like that. But the only reason I said is because it doesn't feel like it necessarily, but what I'm realizing is that, how do I say this? I've always been taught, especially in school, that a successful experience in college or what success looks like is like you're gonna know all these people and you're gonna be in contact with all these executives and things like that. So the first reason I went even though now I know it's like, oh, it's definitely prepared me, is that I was mentally going like, how many people do I know? Do I know a lot of people? Do I have, that social conditioning of like, if you don't know a lot of people, which networking, you do need to know a lot of people, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be in contact every single day with one of all those people. So
honestly, this podcasting class has been one of the better classes I've had when it comes to just networking.
yeah,
Because the places we've gone to and looked at, the people that have come to the class have been amazing. I remember it was David Bash that came to the class.
yeah.
I hunted that man down in the hallway and was just like, hey, can you come on my other podcast that I have for this other class? And he was like,
He said, help! Oh man!
get away from me! Don't touch me!
That's our problem. We too unserious.
But no, he was really chill, and he came on my other podcast, and we talked for like an hour on him just being a CEO and doing podcasting professionally and how he got started.
I know Professor Curry hearing you, like he's gonna feel a little warm inside.
I hope he does. He's been an amazing professor.
I am glad.
I'll cry, y'all.
I think I told him this to his face
to his face.
I'm glad that I got to have him for both semesters of my senior year. Because if it wasn't him, I'd be stressed out. Because his presence is very warm and very calm.
It's so nice.
Is him and Cronin, because those are
Cronin. I love Cronin.
Y'all, when I found out that I have, here are my only
This
two
isn't even
professors,
about us.
Cronin
This is
and
about
Cronin.
other people. We're supposed to be talking about ourselves.
I'm boring. I love Cronin though.
I
might have peaked just a little bit there.
I love
Cronin. Please teach me to be a bodybuilder, Mr. Cronin.
that's a shame. He has my dream build though. I can't lie though. Like
Girl, do not get me started.
Okay,
Pause for room talk.
Pause for room talk.
All right, next question is main challenge you came across as an AU student. Explain how you handled it if it worked out.
Unreliable not this semester at all, I should specify, but like unreliable team members just in general through your college experience.
Yeah, I've had that once, but it was in one of the earlier classes.
Yeah, so usually those guys, you always have them in the earlier classes because those are the guys that usually like drop out the soonest within the first few years of your college career. It was one guy I had in a creative writing course. And we were supposed to be working together, and I ended up writing, I think it was 15 pages by myself, and I just wanted him to edit. And I put in the paragraphs, like, if you're not editing this, I'll know because the teacher will see this. And then the teacher saw that and was like, huh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I trapped him. I did a bamboozle.
I'm gonna actually give you guys some advice, and actually give the viewers some advice on how to handle that.
This is Simone's advice corner.
Yes. So I need y'all to get out your pencils and pens for that. I'm gonna give y'all a second pause.
Making sure the pens work.
Here's how you avoid that. You come in expecting everyone to fail and that you're the only realist one on that team. That's how you avoid disappointment.
Never mind. This has been the end of Simone.
I love you, Simone.
Advice corner.
No, not the end. Keep preaching.
No, that's not a good outlook on life.
Turn off Bree's mic. Keep talking.
Hey, no, that's not a good outlook on life. I think we should discuss this later.
Possibly with a therapist.
Yeah,
I promise. I don't actually.
I will drive you to Scaps.
That was just a joke. Well, a semi joke. But I will say for real though, like, be definitely prepared and I would say come expecting hope for the best, expect the worst. So I always even though we've been working with teams in digital editing with Cronin, I've always had some side ideas in case people are like, oh yeah, I don't want to work in a group.
Same thing.
So always come prepared. And now that I say that, I have to think of if I have any challenges at AU.
Do you want me to go so you can think?
Go ahead.
I famously do really well in school. Apparently, I'm famous. Everybody's like, oh, look at Bree. And I'm like, can y'all relax?
You're her.
I'm just me, but that doesn't mean I'm her.
No singing.
You're her.
No R&B. Her.
H-E-R. Challenge, possibly, I don't know. Maybe just personal challenge, but sometimes I feel like if I'm not caught up on my work, I'm gonna fall behind due to, I don't know, maybe the workload or group mate or teacher possibly, but that's more of a me problem.
I love that Bree was like, I haven't had a problem at AU. It's all you suckers. I might have it for a few personal issues, but I'm out here just killing it.
I hate to say it, but mine is the same thing, where it's just personal issues.
I know y'all ain't right.
And then
We dapped each other up.
It's only because I again, as I said, I'm gonna choose myself every time. So I don't get stressed with work. Or very rarely get stressed with
And
work.
that's why she gets stressed with me, because I get stressed
Exactly.
with work.
I'm stressed that you're stressed. That's why I need all of y'all to just chill out and choose yourselves every time.
I'm taking you into my stress. I bamboozled you.
That's my secret, Batman. I'm always stressed.
And that's my real stressor. But it's when people come to me and they're like, hey, can you help me with this? And my challenge is, and not y'all, the people are gonna hate me after this chat. My challenge is realizing that like when people ask me questions, I'm like, it's like that. Yeah, this is actually super hard. Now, for a certain class and certain classes, I can definitely understand and say, yeah, that's definitely hard. But for the most part, I'm like, it's not that hard. And they're like, I'm struggling. Help me. And I'm like, all you have to do is do it. I don't know what else to tell you. Just do it. I don't.
Take an Advil, drink a coffee, pound it out. You got it.
Yeah,
walk a mile in their shoes. Or
walk a mile in Louis Vuittons.
Yeah, I think it's like I've been
hashtag not sponsored by Louis Vuitton. Don't sue us, please.
Sue us, please. I want the smoke.
No.
This actually would be a great question going off script is like how you've grown up, you know, not to trauma dump or anything, not too much trauma dumping. How does how you grew up affect how you did in school or some of the beliefs you thought in, like just going through school? Because so the reason I think the way that I think, especially with like helping people, I'm like just do it, is because I was very much, I don't want to say encouraged. We'll put it in people of color terms. Encouraged, quote unquote. If Johnny had 8 apples, type of encouragement, you know.
The encouragement we're talking about is you better make good grades.
Yeah. So that's my only encouragement. It's just like you don't have the room to fail, and if you fail, you get up and try again, and don't cry about failing. Just get up and you keep pounding at it and going at it, and something's got to break through. So that's why I'm like, just keep hitting at it. I guess, you know, something's got to break eventually.
I mean, you know, I feel like, well, I'm black, so I also had that experience.
You know?
But mine is sort of I'm self-motivated because, I mean, my parents weren't on me about making all A's or keeping a 4.0. I'm on that about myself because it's easy. Once I get there, I'm like, okay, I gotta maintain it, even if the situation is difficult. Like, you know, I don't want to fail.
At the end of the day, I don't think any of us want to make our mommy sad. I disagree, because at the end of the day,
I like the manic energy.
Not only is it manic energy, but I think it's very important that people see the very real side of
finals.
Like
this is how people are in their semester year.
This is our final.
Do you want to be like this?
Do you want to be like this kid? Choose life.
I'm currently running off a singular orange juice.
Not even 3 sips of it. Drink the orange juice.
I can't. Like I'm so over it at the point that the thought, like yesterday I cried because my mom was we were talking and we just realized that, because I was telling her like I've just come across so many like childish adults in my life, and it's set
the world's littered with them.
That's what I cried, because I was like, it doesn't stop after college. Like it keeps going.
Bowling for Soup put it best. Okay. Bowling for Soup put it best. High school never ends. Hey.
Okay, so you two have a more negative connotation to that situation. I try to spin it because a lot of stuff happens.
There's not childish adults. There's just children with childlike hearts.
Hold on. A lot of negative things happen.
Yeah.
But I was taught that you have to turn it into a positive. So I am thankful for all the people that I've met in my life thus far, this early, because I've come across like all different types of personalities in college. This early in my life at 22 years old, if I would have met somebody like, I don't know, if I would have met a hard to deal with person, a hard to deal with peer, a hard to deal with adult later in my life, I wouldn't have known how to deal with it. But because I've encountered it so early in my life now, I can be like, oh, you're kind of like this person that I dealt with
it gives you
10
a little
years
bit of a
ago.
playbook.
Yeah, you're like this person I dealt with 10 years ago, 5 years ago. How did I deal with that person? I did XYZ. So I'll do XYZ to you. And maybe that also puts people in like boxes And I don't like to put people in boxes, but at the same time, people put themselves in boxes.
I think that's what the human brain just does. It's
Yeah.
very pattern oriented.
It is. That's how we
The older
learn,
you get, the more
you know?
life is just patchwork of previous experiences.
Quite literally, we're just building blocks. Like sometimes I think about we're really speaking words right now, just an amalgamation of different little squiggles that we
I
were
feel
like, yeah,
I'm
that's
the only
a word.
one that's doing semi
All
well
around
right
me
now.
are familiar
Okay,
faces.
Oh,
So
you're still thinking of me. Thank you for listening to today's episode of How You Been. How You Been is produced by Dean Gossett Jr. and is edited by Kayshawn King. How You Been is a part of the Comcast Podcast Network at Augusta University. The ideas and opinions expressed during this podcast are those of students enrolled in Com 3340, podcasting and audio production, and do not reflect those of Augusta University.